Former Chief Justice David Maraga has questioned the constitutionality and legality of the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Act and the Privatization Act recently assented into law. Maraga says the laws risk being used to curtail political dissent and protests, as well as give unfettered powers to the government to sell the nation's strategic assets, benefiting a few individuals at the expense of the country's progress. Here is that report.
The Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Act and the Privatization Act that were part of the 8 critical pieces of legislation that are signed into law last Wednesday may be headed for legal battles.
Conference or press briefing.
Former CJ David Maraga has joined a section of Kenyans questioning the interest behind the new laws.
The amendments to the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Act, in essence, seek to control and crush political dissent and protests in the guise of expanding protections from cybercrimes, cybercriminals.
Maraga says that the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes threatens the freedom of Kenyans to hold the government to account, as it gives powers to an unconstitutional committee to investigate, prosecute and judge, yet there are courts.
If there are any allegations, if there are anybody who is aggrieved by misuse of the social media, by people in the social media, the courts are there. Let the courts, those grievances be taken to court and be dealt with, but not to give to one individual, to one individual to deal with them. At a stroke of a pen, one individual can close several accounts, including all of us here.
Maraga and team also took issue with the Privatization Act, which they claim gives the National Treasury CS powers to sell strategic national assets without public participation.
In fact, the Act even exempts publication of the names of the buyers if the privatization is by an initial public offering, IPO. Simply put, if they sell to themselves or their proxies, the Kenyan people will not get to know. Simply put, if they sell even strategic assets to foreigners and put them beyond the country's control, the Kenyan people will not get to know.
Under the United Green Movement Party, the team has vowed to move to court.
Kenya Pipeline is not one of the loss-making parastatals, but it is up for sale. But I'm sure those who are buying are listening to this also. We will seek orders in those court petitions to declare whatever process that has been done illegally null and void.
Kamchemenza for Prime Edition.